What's going on with it? Why are there repetitive cycles, it seems, in my life? I can get just so far with something, and then bam, it stops again. And I pick up the pieces, and I try to head that direction again, and bam, I stop again. And you see these repetitive cycles and these things that you just can't seem to bust out of or break free from. Maybe today we'll open up a little bit of insight to all of that. Just maybe. Just maybe. You know, curses depend on words oftentimes, and words matter. They really do. Words definitely matter. We've done 3 series in 2.5 years here that deal with words. One was called Ouch That Hurts, and you can get all of these notes and all these downloads on the website. The other one was called The Substance of Words, and the other one was called Don't Believe the Lie. 3 series. I'm serious about teaching you guys that your words matter. Your words really do matter. Oftentimes when it comes to cursing, people oftentimes curse each other or themselves by spraying a situation with words that are contrary to God's heart. Gee, sorry about that. Words matter, guys. It actually might surprise you how much words do matter. God is a sayer. God says things and they happen. He spoke the world into creation and it happened. He commands angels and they go and they protect and they go and they're messengers and they go and they war on his behalf. God is a sayer. What he says matters. All of that's important. He said to Jesus, I want you to go and give your life for my creation. And he did it. God knows that words matter. Well, when it comes to our life, there's power in our words as well. That's absolute. There is power in our words as well. Prove it, Pastor Aaron? Yes, absolutely. Some of the most powerful words that can be spoken in this world for humankind are the words of a father over his children. Maybe second only to God's words. The power of a father's words over his children. And I have 2 out of my 3 in the room right now. And my goal, to the best of my ability, my goal is to be able to take them higher with my words, to have my words elevate them, lift them, take them to a place bigger than I, maybe where they could potentially succeed in life by standing on my shoulders and accomplish way more than I did. I hope that I can take them that direction, farther that direction. And they have very diverse dreams in life. They don't want to necessarily only do what I'm doing or something. It's not like I'm excited for them because they're doing my deal. I'm excited for them because they're God's gift. Our words really do matter. And conversely, the enemy uses our words. Maybe more than we ever know and that we ever give attention to. Our words really matter. And what's cool, and we're going to see this in scriptures, the words that come out of our mouth are an absolute, very vivid peek into our heart. We don't like to hear that. We don't like to... Mike, can you be very careful with that, please? I mean, you've done this long enough. I don't think that this is that hard for you each week, Mike. I'm trying to, we'll talk afterwards, Mike. Well, I'm just kidding, actually. Our words really matter. Our words really matter. And it doesn't take much with our words to have our words wound a relationship. Wound a person. What if, in a situation as simple as that, what if in a situation as simple as the relationship that Mike and I have, what if I'd have really let my words rip into him? Right over the heads of about 250 people. Right over the heads of the people that he serves each week. Right over the heads of the people that he shows up at 8 a.m. with all of his kids to help set up. I could damage that heart of the servant with my words. My words matter. I could wound his care to build God's kingdom with my words. Like that. I could potentially wound him so bad and so quickly that he would have a reaction of, if that's how church is supposed to be or how God's people are, then I want no part of it ever again. I can be playing golf each Sunday. It's possible. Big Mike, would you tell him that we set that up and that I love you and that you love me? You're the best. Because I love Mike. There's no doubt about it. Our words matter. I want to show you that in Matthew chapter 12. Can you do that? Can you go to Matthew chapter 12? I'm going to read out of the NIV, the New International Version, but I'm going to show you on screens in just a few moments. No, I'm sorry. I've got the NIV on screens. And I'm going to tell you what a couple other translations say just for kicks because it helps explain it all the more clear. Matthew chapter 12, this really is such an eye-opening set of verses. And you might have read it before. You might have read it several times before. I don't claim that this is some kind of brand new revelation, but I think it bears, it's worth going over this so that we grab it. And this is the lead-off set of scripture for today that I want you to grab. Matthew chapter 12, verse 34, starts off a little hairy here, okay? You brood of vipers. How can you who are evil say anything good? You brood of vipers, how can you who are evil say anything good? Now, I'm going to tell you right there, if you're like me, I'm thinking that verse isn't talking to me. It's talking to just a few folks. It's a literal version of the Bible, right? It's not going to talk to me. It's not going to speak to me because I'm not viper-like. I'm God's teddy bear, man. My words are words of care. My words are words of love. And I'm so easy to get along with, and I'm so good to just be around. This verse doesn't apply to me. No, that's not true. We need to make it apply to us, just in case we've been viper-like. How can you who are evil say anything good? For out of the overflow of the heart, the mouth speaks. We already said that earlier. When we speak, it's a peek into the condition of our hearts. And a lot of times we have that under control. Most of the time, 95% of the time we've got that really under control. But there are those times when what we're thinking, what we're feeling becomes, boom, public knowledge out there. Usually to somebody, most of the time to somebody that we really wish we hadn't have wounded. Oftentimes to someone that if we wish we could have rewound time right then, just by a few moments, you just go, now I've said it, I got to back it up the rest of the argument. How many of you said stuff and you knew immediately you were wrong and in error? Raise your hands, you're in God's house. Yes, all of us. And how many have been in that place where you've said, I'm kind of in now? And you go, yeah, and you meant it, but you did, you go, oh. Lord, I just gave him or her a peek into my heart. And my words pierced. My words damaged. My words helped, catch this, help quench the fire that they have. The good kind of fire. My words took their lamp down a little bit, a few notches. My words wounded. And I don't think anybody in this room wants to have that be what defines them. Looking at your faces and knowing your stories, I don't think there's anybody in here who's going, yeah. No, I don't think so.